Haha, strategy. That's what you gotta do to survive in this business, baby. Yesterday, to kick off the show, we made our morning video segment on Jordan Binnington and Marc-Andre Fleury. We talked about the Ryan Hartman situation, the Binnington going after Hartman, and Fleury trying to fight Binnington moment in the Minnesota Wild St. Louis Blues game from a few days ago. And we just kind of went over the update. We talked about what happened and we discussed the roles in this moment. I kind of talked about how Jordan Binnington is kind of a clown. He's a goof. Come on, man. He's got to really just get his head on straight, because there have been way too many moments about this guy over the past few years where he's done some absolute foolery level shenanigans that it's gotten outrageously bad, to the point that Marc-Andre Fleury had an opportunity to beat on this guy, but unfortunately we were not given it. However, that video was uploaded at 10 a.m. PST yesterday. This video is going to be uploaded at the same time today. And when it comes to all the stuff that came out after yesterday's video, there has literally been enough material released into the media, comments made by Fleury himself, articles published, and more conversations going around that we justifiably could make a second video the very next day, which is this video, if you haven't figured it out already, and actually be on our way to having enough stuff to talk about for a full video. So, let's go over the update, the immediate updates after we talked about Binnington and Fleury from yesterday. If you wanted to know what happened, then just go ahead and watch that video. Long story short, Ryan Hartman scored a goal. Binnington was pissed off that Hartman scored a goal. Then Binnington attacked Hartman. He punched the guy with his blocker on, and then you had Marc-Andre Fleury come over to Binnington across the ice, try to fight the guy. The refs got in the way, broke it up. Binnington looks like an absolute loser on the play because he's kind of raising his arms at the crowd, trying to get them all hyped up, but it's like, nah, bro. You let in a fifth goal on however many shots it was. Your save percentage was in the 700s in that game. You got pissed off and tried to attack the Minnesota Wild player who scored the goal. We could give the benefit of the doubt to anybody else except for Jordan Binnington, because Binnington has been a part of so many just stupid moments over the past few years that now, because this happened, it was a really big deal and everybody was talking about it. Well, the biggest news as to what happened yesterday came out a few hours after our video was uploaded. Take a look at this. Jordan Binnington has been suspended for 2 games this season by the NHL's Department of Player Safety. They did this as a response to the unsportsmanlike conduct roughing that he had against Ryan Hartman. So, yeah, he's getting suspended because he sucker punched Ryan Hartman in the face after Hartman scored a goal. Goaltenders are not supposed to do that, man. I get that Ryan Hartman kind of bumped into Binnington as he scored, but Binnington was way out of the crease. His back was turned to Hartman anyway. It was kind of a strange play, but ultimately it results in a 2-game suspension for Jordan Binnington. However, this isn't all that came out about Binnington, because this was such a big topic of everybody going after this one guy, just kind of talking about how much of a clown he was. You had yourselves this article published on Canucks Army. Yeah, that's right. This is Canucks Army, so the Vancouver folks here going out there and talking about this. Big shout out over to Lachlan Irving, who made an article titled this, A Brief History of Jordan Binnington Being a Giant Baby. This was yesterday, after we uploaded our video, and pretty much Lachlan goes out there and talks about the Binnington situation with Hartman. Okay, cool. He then talks about the 2019 Calder situation where Binnington kind of called out Elias Pettersson for winning the Calder, saying that there's a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth about the outcome of the Calder trophy. Yeah, they've got a good young team and some elite talent, and Pettersson is one of those guys, so it's a lot of fun. But yeah, no, he went out there and pretty much said that he felt like he deserved the Calder over Pettersson, which is something weird. Like, you don't ever say that, you know? I don't know. You don't really see people ever say that they feel like they deserve trophies over other people. But in 2021, you had yourselves another part of the Jordan Binnington saga where, after being hooked from the game, Binnington circled towards the Sharks bench to shove Radim Simek before quickly turning back against the Blues tunnel. He then faked a punch to the head of Erik Karlsson on his way before Sharks goalie Devin Dubnyk came out and tried to take Binnington on. After taking one good shot to the mask, Binnington had no problem letting the refs get between him and Dubnyk before he took off to the locker room. In the 2022 playoffs, there's another moment. It talks about the water bottle, that in which we've made multiple videos about on this YouTube channel, where Binnington chucked a water bottle at Nazem Kadri in the post-game press conference, where Kadri is in the hallway, he's doing his interview, Binnington ends up seeing the guy and chucks the water bottle while Kadri is doing his interview. Such immature actions, honestly, and you can't even really go out there and say that this is justified in any respect. Oh, water bottle, whatever, send him to the hospital. No, that's not the point. It's not that Kadri could have gotten hurt, it's just the professionalism there. It's not there. And then Lachlan goes out there and talks about the 2022-2023 year of the tantrum. Today, a Binnington tantrum is practically a monthly occurrence, thanks in large part to how frequently he plays poorly. In October, Binnington allowed 5 goals and 18 shots to the Kings and then chirped the LA bench as Thomas Greiss skated out to replace him. On December 1st, Binnington tried to hit Jordan Staal behind the net, only for the much bigger Hurricanes player to send him flying. 2 days later in Pittsburgh, Binnington took out his frustration from giving up 3 goals in the first period by shoving Jason Zucker into the boards with his glove. This was kind of a clothesline. We made a video about this, by the way. Later in that same game, Binnington was barking at the Pittsburgh Penguins bench, and Craig Berube went out there and said this: "It's gotta stop, it doesn't help anything. Just play goal and stop the puck." And this article on Canucks Army, very amazing article, I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go ahead and read it. It was actually posted onto the R-Hockey subreddit, and there are a whole bunch of people interacting with it, and understandably so. The top comment here says, "Yes, I am so here for a Binnington is a giant baby thread. How are y'all doing today?" RW Hockey 29 then replies saying this article only covers his NHL antics too. In an AHL game where he was losing to the Texas Stars, at the end of the period he skated by one of our guys and basically just blindsided him with a shoulder check, only to immediately hide behind teammates. There is another sentence in this comment, but it's very vulgar, so I'm not going to go ahead and read that. But then everybody calls out, hey, it also misses an earlier Kadri incident where he swung his stick at Kadri's head. But all Binnington baby history talk aside, what I also wanted to focus on was the guy that tried to fight Binnington in the game a few days ago. Marc-Andre Fleury. He said that he felt like Binnington was his guy. I had to take care of him. Because he noted that Binnington hit a Minnesota Wild player between the legs earlier, and then, when he punched Hartman, that was the final straw. Fleury, on deciding to fight, that one was pretty quick. One of the guys said that Binnington hit him in the nuts, in the nutsack, and I say nutsack. Then when I saw him throw another one at our guy, that was the time. He also had a video of the entire incident from the perspective of the Minnesota Wild, because they actually had Fleury mic'd up in that game, and you could see Fleury skate over, talk to Binnington. He tells Binnington, yeah, let's go, and then the refs come between him, and then he's like, no, we're not done, like, let's put on a show for the fans. And Fleury is just such an angel, man. Like, he is such a cool, kind-hearted dude that even in his regular hockey play, when everybody's super intense and angry, he's still just kind of cool, calm, and collected. Sure, I get it, he's going out there and telling a guy to fight him, but he's not even really angry about it. He's just like, oh, let's go. And he's just right there in the moment getting involved because, of course, he can. Marc-Andre Fleury is a very well-liked hockey player, so he can pretty much do whatever it is that he wants. But either way, that is the update on the Binnington situation. We all talked about this yesterday in the comments of the last video, but if you wanted to get some more thoughts in there about the articles being published, the comments from Fleury, the suspension as well, then hey, the comment section is your floor in this video as it had been in yesterday's video. I hope you enjoyed this video, Trolls 99, and bye.